This video is created and sponsored in part by Bushiroad. How do I lose 5 rounds when there's only 4 announced? The hell are you doing here? Lunchbox, there you are. Come sit down. We got something to talk about. Okay. Feels like I'm in trouble, but alright. What do you want to talk about? You're not in trouble unless you said something bad about Chioko. We take that extremely seriously. Here at Bushiroad, we've noticed all the hard work you've done. Like, you've done the interview with Matt, you've helped us with those Yang reveals, and we want to give you something for that. Oh, thanks. It finally feels like my hard work's finally being rewarded. So we want to show our gratitude by giving you these cards right here for you to talk about on your channel. Again, as a way to say thank you. Consider this as a form of payment, so to speak. Really? Okay. This feels like more work. It is more work, yeah. We expect a video next week. Our advertisers want the first draft before we send it all out. So yeah, if you could get on that, that'd be pretty nice. Got it. I'll get on that right now, boss. Also, you're out of milk. You gotta go get more milk. Well then. Attack on Titan final season is slated for release on September 16, 2022. There's going to be a booster set, a trial deck, and a supply set available for purchase. We're going to talk about the booster set in this video. There are a total of 100 cards in this set with 41 parallel rares. There are 5 SSPs and 1 SEC in the booster set. The trial deck contains 2 signed cards whose VAs are not included in the booster set. Ayane Sakura is one of them. I'm never gonna pull it. On top of that, there is going to be a Tournament Store Assist PR pack. When you purchase any of the 3 AOT booster sets, you will receive a PR pack that will contain 4 cards out of the 10. In your pack, 3 of those cards are non-foiled and 1 will be foiled. Bushiroad is really going all out with Attack on Titan. If you want a PR pack, purchase sealed product from your local game store. Remember that they have to be an official tournament store for you to receive those PR packs. So because I was a good boy, I actually have some cards to show you. Bushiroad contacted me and they asked me what character I wanted to talk about. And I chose Mikasa because she was a red card and I like red. We're gonna start off slow and then build up. Mikasa providing support is a 2k5 backup, and when you use this card's backup, you could pay 2 and you free fresh. Alright, pretty solid. It's always nice to have free freshes in your deck. There's not much to say here. Mikasa Morning states that when this card is placed on stage from your hand, you could rest one of your standing characters. Your opponent chooses a climax in your waiting room and you return all cards except that card back into the deck. And when this card attacks, this gains 1k power equal to the amount of Eldian or Corpse characters that you control. So it's on-play free fresh in a sense if you rest one of your characters. The downside is that you're not refreshing with all your climax, which can be an issue, especially if you're gonna, try not to lose. The upside kind of outweighs the downside. It is really up to player preference, and one sec. 1k equal to the amount of characters? So with the full field, it will go up to 14k because this does not count itself. That is actually pretty good. I'd say use it as a 1 of, and 2 if you don't plan on running the free fresh counter, which you should probably run the free fresh counter. Here is an event, Crestmark. It is a 1/1 red event that states that you cannot play this card from your hand if you do not have a Mikasa character. Look at up to X cards from the top of your deck. Choose a card among them and add it to your hand, and you ditch the rest, where X is equal to the number of Eldian or Corpse characters you control plus 1. Your minimum top checking 2 because you need to have at least 1 Mikasa character on board, but if you have a full field, you're top checking up to 6. Wow, this is super solid. You increase your deck speed and any card is a viable target, so you're technically never gonna miss. And also, you do have the element of surprise because you don't have to show your opponent what you grabbed. If there was a way to either search or salvage this card and not just solely relying on hard drawing it, I think this would be a great addition to any deck that runs Mikasa. Which, let's be honest, you're probably running this card. Speaking of deck speed, Mikasa Recovery Mission is one of the signed cards in the booster set. This states that if you have 2 or more other Eldian or Corpse character, this card gains 1k power. In Climax combo, on attack, if you have perfect timing in play, if all of your characters are Eldian or Corpse characters, you top check up to 4 cards, choose a new omnidirectional mobility gear or an Eldian or a Corpse character, add it to your hand, you ditch the rest. This card gains 1k power for the turn. The Climax is a 1k1 and a door when triggered. And there we go. There's our new level 1 combo. Damn it, I was really hoping I'd get the standby Climax combo. I'm sure there's one in the set. So 7k power on attack is pretty decent. You basically, top check, add a character, an event. It's also pretty solid. It's not super bad. And I know what you're thinking. And yes, my friends over at Bushiroad did give me the new omnidirectional mobility gear. No, we ain't friends. New omnidirectional mobility gear is a 1/1 yellow counter event. If your waiting room has 2 or more climaxes, choose one of the following effects and perform it. 1. Choose up to one of your Corpse characters in battle and return it to your hand. Choose up to one character in your waiting room, salvage it. Choose a card in your hand, send it to the waiting room. The second is choose up to one character in battle, move it to an open position on your stage. Choose one Corpse character in your waiting room, salvage it. Excuse me? Okay, let's back up. This event right here lets you grab any card. You do not need to show your opponent. You have the element of surprise on your end. You could grab the event. You load up your waiting room. If you milled some climaxes, that's fine. The Mikasa lets you grab the event, or a character. Lets you load up your waiting room. Again, if you mill a climax, that's totally fine. Both of these cards help set up the mobility gear. The new omnidirectional mobility gear. Sorry, I'll get the name right. So with the new mobility gear, you're essentially saving any character in 2 different ways. You're either bouncing it back to your hand. Oh, and you fix your hand too. Or you could run the character. You could also run into your back row if you got an open spot there. And regardless of how you saved your character, you get a salvage in the process. You increase the deck speed so you can cycle through your deck quicker, and both events utilize the waiting room as a resource pool, so you're not worried if things get in there. If anything, you want more things in there. Not only that, but the Mikasa level 1 is on a, in my opinion, a better trigger than the Eren combo. I think I could safely say that Attack on Titan is back on the menu. Thanks for watching. Catch y'all in the next one.